Hey everyone, thanks for joining. My name is Frank Botdorf. I'm with Eon Reality, and today's topic we'll be covering is spatial AI, or spatial artificial intelligence, and more specifically as it applies to the manufacturing setting. So buckle your seatbelts and let's get rolling. So spatial AI solutions for the manufacturing setting. So what I'm planning on doing is going through a little bit of background on Eon Reality, who we are, and then get into a little bit about the technology, and then start to dig a little deeper in the manufacturing setting and some of the case studies as well as industries that would probably most apply to this technology. So to start with, Eon Reality, we are the global leader in spatial AI and when it comes to knowledge transfer. We are listed on NASDAQ and are going public as of later this year. We essentially have 6 SaaS products, or 6 software as a service solutions, and which encompasses a huge library of 3 assets, as well as different types of free and premium content and media that are the building blocks for creating content. We have approximately 2.4 million licenses sold and over 42 million downloaded the Experience Viewer. We do have a marketplace that's built into the platform where folks can create content and then publish it there for others to purchase. So there is a revenue generation aspect. And of course, there's a spatial AI program that I'll get to later in the discussion here today. But just to wrap it up, we have presence in over 100 countries, and really our platform is designed for large-scale deployments and rollouts. And we also have a nonprofit arm called Eon Learn for Life that's been in existence over 15 years, and they help with the funding of that spatial AI program. Again, I'll get into more specifics shortly. So just to give you some context on some of the folks we've worked with in the enterprise sector, I'm not going to certainly read all these off, and this is by no means the extensive list, just about as many logos we can get on one single slide. But most of these are fairly well known and household names. Likewise, some of the aspects of this technology is proven out. This is data from one of our clients, and this is specifically in the oil and gas industry. But as you can see here, the cost savings as far as cost savings as well as time to train are amazing statistics here. 12 times faster cost savings and 92%. And of course, these are 2 different types of training, but still, I think a good flavor of what you can expect on deploying this technology. So what is Eon's value? I mean, we look at it as we help employees learn faster, retain knowledge longer, and make better decisions. And this is really backed up by a study done by PricewaterhouseCoopers, where they see the trainees were 4 times faster at learning the material, 275% more confident, 3.5% more emotionally connected, and of course more focused as compared to other traditional methods of learning and training. So what is the problem? I mean, obviously there's lots of problems, but what is the more specific problem when it gets into artificial intelligence as it relates to education and training? And really, if you think about it, I mean, ChatGPT's been around. Most people have heard about it within the last 6 months. They just came out with ChatGPT version 4.0. But it's really what we will refer to it as a brain in a jar, which means it's really lacking context to the physical world. So, and current AI solutions are limited to text and voice and can't really provide the experiential aspect of the learning and training process. So what's the solution? Bottom line is Eon takes that AI brain and pulls it out of the jar and provides a avatar which can look very realistic, move their lips, have eyes and ears and arms and legs, and move around. You can basically look at it as kind of like your friendly AI companion that helps you learn and solve problems. It has quite a few built-in features that can automatically do for you. And then there's a couple different modes. Think about it, show and tell mode, where you're really having the avatar show you how to things and telling you things, but then also guide and assist, where the avatar will kind of be your supervisor or your buddy overlooking your shoulder, being able to help you go through real world issues and troubles and processes. So the spatial AI architecture, again, talking about we're certainly artificial intelligence, but it's really the marriage of artificial intelligence with XR, which is allowing it to have a context of the environment or the surrounding that it's in. So you can have geo-positioning with persistent tracking. The AI engine can recognize images. Certainly want to be able to leverage LiDAR scanning capabilities of many of your tablets and smartphones today. Allows multi-user teleportation, so multiple users can be looking at and being in the same environment. And of course, that 5.4 billion devices, we're talking about mobile devices there, being able to leverage what people already have in their pocket. The architecture also includes access to a huge library of content that's already existing, both from building blocks as well as from built-out experiences. And then, of course, we support a variety of AI language models. So from Eon standpoint, we have essentially the top section here is going over the core products of Eon. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I think it's helpful to continue the conversation here and give you a little bit of background. So we started out with Eon XR as kind of the flagship product, which was code-free creation of content and very open. But then we also added Merged XR and spatial meetings. Merged XR is really getting into the digital twin world, as well as spatial meetings, allowing folks to meet from remote locations, but then still be in the same location and potentially represented as an avatar, very realistic. Those were great products and solutions, but they were complemented tremendously by another solution that's called Metaverse Builder, which is really starting to become more of an AR solution, where you can literally walk and talk and view and create content. And of course, a lot of content is built out of 3D models. So being able to add animations to those models from within our platform and not having to rely on other third-party software to create those animations. So Eon Interact was added. And then finally, and that's probably the most exciting part of this, is AI Assistant. And that's a big part of what our focus is going to be on in the future. As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner there, the future development, most of the products we're going to be looking at are going to be adding shortly, are going to be very artificial intelligence heavy. But then, of course, on the bottom left, we have a lot of very, I would say, pretty meaningful features and functionalities that are built into a lot of these products already. So here's a taste of AI Assistant. This is about a 3-minute video. I'm going to let it go for probably about 2 minutes, but hopefully this will give you a good idea of what this could mean for your organization.
In today's fast-paced world, technology is advancing at an unprecedented rate. But what if we could use technology to enhance the way that we learn, work, and play? Introducing Eon Reality's AI Assistant.
Hi, what do you want to learn about today?
Whether you're a student, a professional, or just someone looking for a new way to learn, the AI Assistant has something to offer. The AI Assistant is designed to enhance the experience of the users within virtual and augmented reality environments. Here's an example: making pancakes with contextual AI.
You will need the following ingredients to make pancakes: flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, eggs, milk, butter or oil.
It provides real-time feedback and guidance, allowing users to learn and train in a more effective and efficient way.
To restart it, You will need to check the power supply and make sure it is connected and switched on.
You should check the boiler pressure by viewing the dial on the boiler panel, which reads between 0 and 4. Some boilers, there may be an error code of 4 flashing.
A defibrillator. Monitor is a medical device used to monitor the heart rate and rhythm of a patient.
It can be used in a variety of industries, including education, healthcare, manufacturing, and more.
Struts are an important part of a car's suspension system. They are used to absorb shock and provide structural support for the vehicle. The compressor spark plug in cylinders for aerial aircraft and armchair.
Okay, so I think that gives you a good idea of the capabilities within that particular part of our platform called AI Assistant. There's lots of other videos that I would recommend if you're interested to take a look at Eon's website or Eon's YouTube channel. You can find all sorts of different videos, snippet videos, training videos, etc. But what I'd like to do now is get into why now. And I think it's simply said, it's the marriage of AI technology into XR. Really, AI has been around for a while. It's certainly been up and coming. Eon's been looking into it for probably a year to 2 years now, but really not until last fall when ChatGPT kind of came on the scenes in a big way. Has it really become something to think about seriously and to integrate into our platform. Now, certainly there's a lot of use cases, and we'll get into some of these as far as cost savings and increased efficiencies. You know, the bottom line is the technology is now ready to be rolled out at scale. And I'll play this video. This is a conversation or an interview with someone that's a fairly knowledgeable expert in the AI world, and kind of let you hear from her words as well, and then we'll move on to some other information.
But what generative AI can do essentially is create new things that would have thus far been seen as unique to human intelligence or creativity. And generative AI can create across all media, so text, video, audio, every digital medium can be powered by generative AI. So I think these valuations that you're seeing for OpenAI, I think are actually going to go up, and you're going to start to see even more generative AI companies which have applications that are going to be universal across many industries in 2023.
I mean, and as we look at the future growth, I mean, in your book, Deepfakes, you predicted over 90% of online content will be generated by AI in 2030. That's not that far away. What does that path look like when you keep in mind that policymakers at some point are going to want to sort of step into what they call this sort of permissionless innovation?
So I actually think, if I think about that stat, I might actually say I have a different view on that. I think we might reach 90% of online content generated by AI by 2025. So this technology is exponential. I believe that the majority of all digital content is going to start to be produced by AI.
Okay, so I think that gives you some more context into artificial intelligence, and then start to weave itself into technologies like XR, which is what our main focus has been in. So from a standpoint of manufacturing industries, there's, you know, within manufacturing is kind of a generic term or generic industry, if you will, and there's industries within manufacturing settings that I think are particularly conducive to this technology. Automotive, consumer goods, electronics, heavy industry, textiles, pharmaceuticals, as well as food and beverage. So let's get into some specific use cases, and I'll be going into each one of these a little more detailed. So there's quite a few that have been identified, and just keep in mind this is not by any means the full list of use cases. Just these are some pretty low-hanging fruit, if you will, ways to implement this in the manufacturing world. And first off is training and certification. Obviously, you want to make sure employees, before they get down on the assembly line or the manufacturing floor, that it's going to be they know the knowledge and know what they need to do. So certification is huge. Maintenance, repair, and operations. This is another kind of no-brainer area where allowing visual aids to have or an AR visual aid on top of the physical equipment, helping you identify and locate parts and issues and problems. In the assembly line, being able to help someone understand all the various steps. You know, it's one thing to know their one little niche area of the assembly process, but being able to get the big picture, this is certainly a great way to do that, as well as know, where certain physical equipment is located within the floor, and being able to see that all by AR guided tools. Hazardous materials and handling. This is going to, obviously everybody's. If you're in that type of manufacturing setting, I want to make sure folks are using the proper PPE as well as the proper handling of those materials and the disposal of those materials. Onboarding and orientation. With the way hiring of folks are kind of coming and going quite a bit, a lot of turnover. Being able to have orientation training, especially for employees that have never been in a manufacturing setting and really know what it's about, and how loud it is or can be, and all the various dangerous things and equipment and areas where to go and where not to go, and hard hat and no hard hat, all that, especially for folks that are new to this sector. Safety training, that kind of dovetails off the last comment. Being able, obviously everyone wants to make sure that every employee is safe in what they're doing, and you're able to create dangerous situations, but in a safe and controlled way using VR and AR along with AI. So being able to couple those together and make things happen, explode, catch on fire, those kind of things, and be able to react and have the employees react. And make sure that they know what to do, when to do it. In remote collaboration, this is something that being able to have someone, as a specific example, we worked with a client that has about 120 plants around the globe, and one of their pieces of equipment is very sophisticated and very specialized, and only one manufacturer builds them, at least for them, and they're located in Europe. Well, especially during COVID world, they weren't able to fly, technicians out to the different plants to solve and resolve problems. But being able to have an AR-based visual communication, being able to inject 3D images and videos in real time to be able to satisfy the needs to be able to get that piece of equipment back online. That was huge and saved them a lot of time, and of course that's ongoing at this point in their standard operating procedures. And manufacturing equipment optimization. This is kind of a cool thought process, being able to have real-time feedback, connecting with IoT connections, but being able to have those kind of X-ray vision in some instances to be able to optimize equipment. And then lastly, inventory management, whether it's inventory of parts and inputs into the manufacturing process or on the back end of the manufacturing process, having that inventory management, being able to locate, pick items in real time, that's huge, and being able to do that all within an AR world is really amazing. So those are some of the specific case studies, and of course, most people want to know, okay, so what's it going to cost to get into this technology? And we really have two types of number one, software as a service, so it's a subscription, annual subscription. On the left side is our standard enterprise rates, which really start at 10 users. That's the kind of the bare bones minimum, and we have a variety of discount ranges all the way up to about 1,000 licenses. So you can kind of tell, and these are on a monthly basis, but billed on an annual basis. And then on the right side, though, probably more interesting to you right now, is that we do have some specific enterprise skills programs going on, which again, I mentioned our Eon Learn for Life organization, which is that our partner, which is a nonprofit, is being able to identify some funding to be able to offset your costs. So bottom line is, it provides some huge discounts if you want to look at it that way, or Eon co-invest a huge chunk of the cost to be able to, between Eon and Eon Learn for Life, to be able to offer this technology to you. So that's a little bit of, you certainly want to get into more details with you, talk about your pains and your problems and see how we can help you in this area. Here's my contact information. Look forward to connecting with you soon. Thanks for joining today.